This video is sponsored by Audible. Imagine and invent before they ask.
All of you.
Hey guys! Hey guys, happy World Goth Day. Even though I'm making this video instead of celebrating because I'm not a poser. And yes, I know World Goth Day was last month. Any more questions, you preppy conformist cheerleaders? Hi, I'm Kitty Monk and I'm here to talk to you about South Park, or more specifically, the Goth Kids. And this video is quite special for me. In some way, shape, or form, I have a little goth inside of me. It's like my own special blend of Heather Chandler. I relate so hard to Lydia Dietz, probably more than any other character. When the weather permits, I wear knee-length black ankle dresses. Hey, that's why they call me Monk. And my name is Abby. Seriously, it's so weird watching NCIS or going to Quincy, Massachusetts. However, one of the most important parts about being a goth is a love of dark and brooding literature, especially the works of Edgar Allan Poe, who was featured in an episode of Beetlejuice. Speaking as an English major myself, if you ever wanted to invest in reading, you should get Audible!
No way!
Audible is a program that allows you to listen to audiobooks, along with various podcasts, including Audible Originals, which are usually voiceovers from celebrities and world-renowned experts. I used Audible during the summer of 2019, when I worked in a factory, and I listened to as many Neil Shusterman books as I could. I completed the whole series of Everlost. It was so good. As a new member, you'll be able to choose one title from the catalog to keep. The best part about Audible is you get 30 days free, meaning if you don't want to keep Audible, you have your own trial run. And they're also currently based in Newark.
No way!
I should know. Rutgers Business School is part of Audible, and they had a lot of blood tribes. Pretty good cookies. Visit the link down below in order to start your free trial. By doing so, you will be able to help support the channel.
No way! No way, no way!
Now on with the video, you conformist Britney wannabes. South Park is known for its plethora of side characters. Among them is the clique known as the Goth Kids. There's Michael, Henrietta, Pete, and Ferkel. Unfortunately, Henrietta is the only Goth who has a last name, because her mother is Harriet Biggle, and her brother is Bradley, aka Mintberry Crunch Shablagoo. What the hey happened to him? Wait, actually I'm wrong. Pete's last name is Elman? Really? Elman? That sucks. The Goth Kids are probably among my favorite side characters. Not just because of their designs, but because South Park really understands Goths. I don't know if the crew knows any Goths personally, if any of the staff members are Goths themselves, or went through a Goth phase, or if they just know how to research really well. Actually, now that we're onto that, this actually got me to do my own research. According to the Wikipedia entry for Raisins, Matt Stone knew a couple of Goth kids back in the day who would often sip coffee at his local Perkins. Wait, there's Perkins in other places besides Hazlitt? Good to know. Still, let's discuss. I've been repeating myself because I'm a conformist, but what I like about South Park is how they understand Goths, and not just Goth interests, but Goths overall. Especially when Michael explains the difference between a Goth and an emo. Those wannabe posers.
A Goth believes that deep down the world is totally up. But an emo thinks that deep down they are totally up. Goth's darkness is nihilistic, whereas emo's is cynical.
Sort of like them making fun of anxiety through Tweak. It's okay. You know it's all in good fun. They're mostly making fun of the stereotypical Goths. The Goth Kids first appeared in the episode Raisins. Wendy breaks up with Stan, and he experiences his first real heartbreak ever, which to him is so bad that not even raisins can fix it.
I love your hat. I used to have a hat just like that, except it was black and it didn't have a puffball on it. Oh my god, my hands are so cold.
Oh, but come on, Stan. They have curly fries. Kyle can't take his moping anymore.
You might as well go hang out with those goth kids who dress in black and talk about pain all the time.
And so he does, because Kyle sounds just like his mother. Mrs. Broflovsky, what kind of tampons do you use? Maybe you need a more absorbent brand. In the world of South Park, the goth kids are loners. They don't obey the rules of conventional society. They consider everybody who's not them a poser, and they have a really good voice. And they view life as nothing but pain. Life is all pain. Love didn't work for my parents, why should it work for me? The only way to not conform?
If you want to be one of the nonconformists, all you have to do is dress just like us and listen to the same music we do.
So basically you have to not conform by conforming, but conform the right way? It's pretty accurate. Actually, it's more than that. Not only do you have to listen to the same music and wear all black, which is a pretty good color because it goes with everything and you only have to do one load, you must smoke like a chimney and drink nothing but coffee.
Dude, you haven't drank your coffee.
Well, I don't drink coffee.
You can't be a nonconformist if you don't drink coffee.
But guys, what about diner food or appetizers? Can I just please have a sampler? Like, I'll pay for it myself. Still, despite the critiques from the senior Goths, Stan continues to use it as a coping mechanism, becoming Raven. That's his Goth name.
Hey Raven, check it out.
Because he lost his Annabelle. Kyle keeps telling Stan to come back to the light, but he refuses because Wendy's not there. And the whole time he's gone, he hears the beating of the hideous heart, or the squeaking of the hideous boots. Eventually, Butters gets stumped by Lexus, and the Goths think that now that he's dead, he should be allowed to join them. You give them credit, they at least let him join, no strings attached. The Vamp kids wanted him to be their servant, only for Butters to refuse and then explain.
But at the same time, I'm really happy that something can make me feel that sad. It's like, it makes me feel alive, you know? It makes me feel human.
Wow, mad props. This leads to Stan deciding to leave the Goths and deal with the grief Wendy caused him head on.
I don't even know who I am anymore. I like liking life a lot more than hating it. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Now, I think it's fair to say that the Goth kids definitely got the Elijah Michelson treatment, because they do have their fair share of appearances, both major and minor. I don't know if the crew were listening to fans or just found them fun to write for, and I don't care. Weirdly, it seems like after this episode, Stan still sort of kept in contact with them, and I like that. It's a nice hint of continuity, and it makes them the tiniest bit human. In Breast Cancer Show Ever, when Wendy challenged Cartman to a fight, they went straight to Stan, just to make sure he was okay with it.
Yeah, I don't ever remember AC/DC singing about letting dudes beat up on their girlfriends.
What am I supposed to do about it?
Probably my favorite moment is in the episode You Got F'd in the A, which is one of my least favorite South Park episodes. Not for any particular reason, I just don't find it that interesting. It's pretty forgettable. Stan has to put together a dance crew, and one of the first people he tries to talk to are the Goths. The others don't want to do it because dance battles are conformist.
Dancing is something you do alone in your room at 3 in the morning.
Please, you guys, our whole town's reputation is at stake. Won't any of you do it?
I'm not doing it.
Even more conformist than talent shows. But Michael pulls through. Why?
I'm such a nonconformist that I'm not going to conform with the rest of you. Okay, I'll do it.
Damn. I get it. He does have TMI. To be fair, he's not the only non-conformist among the Goth kids. Remember when Sophie came to the school and Pete betrayed his non-conformist morals to flirt with her?
And so my dad actually still lives in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, I love it there.
But I thought Scottsdale was the worst place on the earth, next to True for Consequences or any part of Arizona outside of the Grand Canyon. However, their appearances have gone beyond brief cameos, and they've gotten the spotlight shown on them a couple of times. The first was The Ungroundable, not the Coon trilogy as I initially thought. Remember years ago when Twilight was all the rage? I do. I was in 4th grade. Should have focused on the Volturi, not vampire fan fiction. Anyhow, the Goth kids do, because this time there's a whole new subculture in the works. The Vamp kids. They're kids who essentially cosplay and act like vampires. vampires. It's stupid but harmless fun. They wear fangs, drink clamato juice, the whole 9 yards. Unfortunately, they keep getting mistaken for Goths, and the Goths keep getting mistaken for the vamps.
You've got the wrong flippin' people.
We aren't vampires.
I know that you aren't really vampires.
We aren't trying to be popular.
Despite the fact they're totally different.
Bad enough I always get stuck with you goth kids. Now I got goth kids in my entire section.
They aren't goth.
Looks the same to me.
In fact, outside of making Butters their servant, the BAM kids are actually pretty decent people who assure Principal Victoria it's just a harmless fad, and they drink orange juice because it's healthy. Worse yet, they refuse to smoke.
Do you guys even smoke? Of course not. Smoking's bad for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, the horror! Their lungs must be so healthy. The BAM kids take over the Goth kids' spots. Ugh, the nerve. The Goths try to do whatever they can to get them off their backs. Henrietta proposes that per vampire rules,
What do you do when you want to change vampires back to normal? You get rid of the head vampire.
Mrs. Claus? She's gonna kill Mrs. Claus? Even though, as we know from Vampire Diaries, that means all of the vampires die, except for Klaus's line, because that's from whence all of the main characters descend. They capture the Bam Kid leader, who was not Mr. Claus, but some dude named Mike, per se. Wait, so they have a Michael, and there's a Mike, per se? Oh, but the hair, per se.
What's that?
I'm not really a vampire.
You're not really a vampire? Really? I'm so freaking shocked.
That does nothing. At one point, they even try giving up and dressing like preppy conformist cheerleaders, and once again, nothing happens.
Yeah, it's over there by that fat girl, the big-nosed kid, the kid with pockmarks on his face.
Ew, the gap, it makes me puke in my mouth. What are you gonna do? Go on a yacht to La La Land or buy a house in the suburbs and live like a beauty queen in a Disney movie? Butters, who no longer wants to be a Bam Kid because it means giving Cartman hickeys, thinks that he knows the way to stop them. Destroy their lair.
It used to be a banana republic.
Of course. Freaking hot topic. That explains everything.
How can they afford anything in there? They're like 9. Do y'all just have some hot cash lying around? And with nowhere left to buy their stuff because this is 2008, which even then Hot Topic like sucks when it comes to ordering stuff online. The Bam Kids are no more. And to help hammer in the point that Bam Kids and Goths are as different as night and day, the Goth Kids give their own little assembly.
Because anybody who thinks they are actually a vampire is freaking.
Aw, PC Principal would be proud. During the Coon trilogy, beloved Lovecraftian monster Cthulhu rises from the depths of the earth as a result of the BP oil spill. Sorry. You know, maybe I should review the Coon trilogy. Oh well, that's like a lazy week assignment. Coon and friends, lacking the Coon, track down the cult of Cthulhu to some dude's basement. And who do they find? Your shop teacher. Guess they stopped screwing around. And the Goth Kids, because joining a dark cult is totally non-conformist.
Yeah, I just hope he puts an end to the Disney Channel.
Guess Michael is still pissed they canceled the Owl House. I understand the frustration. The Goth Kids track down Mysterion to a dark alley, and as we city dwellers know, dark alleys are dangerous. Mysterion inquires with them.
It means Cthulhu is gonna get rid of all the posers and make everything cool and black and stuff. It's gonna be like a 9 Inch Nails concert that goes on forever.
You know, that sounds pretty cool, not gonna lie. Mysterion tries to press them for further details, which they refuse to provide.
All will be sadness. Life will become death. And I will watch the crimson blood leak from your neck.
Oh, Furkle. Wait, what kind of a name is Furkle? Unfortunately, Mysterion dies for like 2 seconds, we know the drill. Which takes us to the final part of the Coon trilogy. The Goth Kids find that having Cthulhu around changed absolutely nothing.
This freaking sucks.
I thought that when Cthulhu rose from the depths, all was gonna be darkness and pain. I thought at least school would be canceled.
What did you guys even expect? He's hanging around with Cartman. If you want to associate yourself with the Dark Lord, go find Cartman and bow down to him as acolytes. It might require you to conform, but I assure you it will likely all be worth it. Mysterion goes to them once again, demanding answers, and Henrietta shows him the Necronomicon, the most valuable book to all of Gothkind outside of the handbook for the recently deceased. Deceased. Yes, deceased. They tell Mysterion that the only way to destroy Cthulhu is to have another immortal do it.
The only thing that can destroy an immortal is another immortal.
Maybe it's him. Maybe it's Mintberry Crunch. The world may never know. I mean, I do kind of wish they were in more than this, but eh. Finally, there's Goth Kids 3, Dawn of the Posers. Believe it or not, this was the first South Park episode to miss its deadline, all thanks to a blackout. That alone can tell you how nonconformist it is. Henrietta's parents can't take her behavior any longer and decide to send her to a camp for troubled kids like her. She protests.
I won't come back because I'll be f***ing dead. I'll walk out of that camp and I'll walk the street until I'm bleeding out my eyes.
Moving on. Henrietta goes to the camp, which really seems more like a solitary confinement cell, and comes upon a vibrating ficus plant. When she returns, she seems different.
Oh my god.
Hey guys.
The Goth kids realize that something horrible happened there, and now Henrietta has changed into something worse than a vamp kid or a Disney Queen princess. An emo! No way. Michael tries to talk to Henrietta, only to find that she pretty much just switched from one clique to another.
I wish there'd just be an earthquake.
Ugh, how can she hang out with them?
No way.
Do not fight it, Michael. Is being emo really all that different from being goth?
Join us!
Oh my god, no way! No way, no way! Michael calls a meeting of the other goth kids. Hold on, does Pete live in a trailer or a tiny home? Because we know there is no difference between either or. Is he the goth version of Kenny? I need him to have his own episode outside of this. Michael runs home for reasons, they never say why.
I gotta run home, but I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Okay, but why? Only to find that his parents want to talk to him.
This place gonna fix you, make you normal child!
No, you gotta listen to me! You don't know what you're doing!
You know, I'm honestly surprised they did not do more with the concept of making fun of the troubled kids industry, especially with the controversies surrounding them. I guess maybe they sort of did it with Butters and Cartman Sucks, but that episode was meant to make fun of conversion therapy, not the boot camps that abduct kids in the middle of the night and basically torture them for weeks on end. Unfortunately, Michael, the head goth, I guess you could say, is taken to the camp.
They're evil!
Oh my god, no way! Realizing just how truly dire the situation is, Pete decides the only solution is to have him and Ferkel team up with the Vamp Kids. They go to a meeting of the Vamp Kids where they are all appropriately freaked out.
You mean that one of us might not really be a vamp kid? Well, whoever you is, you better get your ass ready to run, motherfucker, cause you're a damn traitor.
Who is that guy? I don't even think he has a name. How can he not have a name? How can he, a person of color, not have a name? It is disgusting, and the South Park writers are part of the problem. Mike thinks there isn't much that he can do besides summon the spirit of Edgar Allan Poe, per se, aka the original Vamp Kid, per se. No, the original Goth, per se.
Edgar Allan Poe was the original Vamp Kid. No, he was the original Goth.
Wait, but I thought the original Goth novel was like the Count of something. I don't know, it was like this book about this mansion. I heard about it once, but I never had to read it, so I totally forgot the title. It's like about this mansion. If somebody knows it, can you please comment?
Hey, look, man. All genres of gothic subcultures are derivatives of Poe's work.
Fine, he can be either or. It's a free country. Now, I'll be honest, I've wanted to do a video on the Goth kids for probably about a year. I just never could find the right time, and I thought, as side characters, the video wouldn't get as many views. What got me to finally do it? Well, a couple of weeks ago, I went to Philly for the GeekdomCon, and during that time, me and my family visited Edgar Allan Poe's house, because I'm a major Poe fan. Remember when Emily Dietz dressed up as the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe, and only Lydia knew who she was? Sad. It's actually pretty cool, and I can't believe he was so middle class that he had a basement. Anyhow, that visit reminded me of this episode, because you want to know the best part of it, like the part I remember to this day? It's South Park's version of Edgar Allan Poe. The Goths and the vamps summon Poe, per se, and find that he's a goth who hates emos and vamp kids, and it doesn't stop there.
They're purposely turning them into emos.
Emos? Ew, my god, emos are such wannabe conformists.
He's even more goth than Pete and Ferkel, down to being impossible to be around.
It's nice to know that Edgar Allan Poe agrees with us.
Agrees with who? Is that red dye in your hair, or did a blood demon take your head, poser?
I have anxiety and I could not stand him, and I have a lot more going on than he does. Everybody hates him despite him copying all of their habits.
What's the point? Save some people so some other people can be lame, and then those lamos can be lamer to some other posers?
God, he is such a downer.
Worst yet, he insists that he must be called by his goth name, Night Pain.
That's the name my stupid parents gave me. I like to be called by my goth name, Night Pain.
Yeah, they're posers, but unfortunately, I have to agree with them on this. Couldn't you have chosen a cooler name like Flynn? At the camp, Michael wakes up to find out that the facility is run by emos and some old dude who I'm gonna call Mobius because he prunes plants. Okay, look, I know he has a name, I'm just too lazy to Google it.
Harold Flanagan!
According to Mobius, emos are plants, Amaclaris americanus, and run by a giant vibrating plant named the Emo King.
Oh, sorry, Emo King. Oh, no, I wasn't talking to him. I mean, I was, but yes.
Is there an Emo Queen? They want to take over the world and have other species acknowledge their depression and their pain. Per se. No way. Oh my god, no way! Okay, this video is probably my favorite recording so far because I can do all the voices. The others get to the camp and they are about to save Michael, except for Poe, who went to Village Inn.
Hey, are you gonna order any food or are you just gonna sit there and drink coffee all day?
Leave me alone. I just want coffee.
God. Look, it's not my fault there's not a Village Inn in New Jersey. I don't know what all the rage is about. They are about to escape when suddenly, a trail.
Don't you see we can't stop them? We might as well join them.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. He was pretty hardcore goth. Fergal seeks to turn the group into emos like him and Mobius, and the transformation begins. Just then, Poe, who was summoned by Pete, really, I want more on this. How did this even happen? He shows up in the nick of time, and we discover that there was never a camp for troubled kids. It was all a result of a reality show meant for Mobius.
I turned traitor for no reason?
Did you know about this?
I have no idea what's going on.
I have questions, and I'm not really sure if I like the ending. But on the bright side, they end up going back to Henrietta's and tell her what happened. In a moment of sweetness, they save her the embarrassment by lying.
What I meant to say was, we just infiltrated the emo lair and we torched the plant leader.
Oh my god, I'm all better. Thanks, you guys.
Maybe they are great friends. Well, I mean, all the nonconformists have to stick together, otherwise life would be pretty hardcore. Anyways, happy belated Goth Day. Yes, I know it was last month, I was super busy, and I have a lot of anxiety, and my Hell Week is starting soon. Per se. Anyways, bye!
Dude, that little kid is hardcore goth.
Hardcore goth?
Wait, Fergal's real name is Georgie? Since when?